Good morning. Welcome to morning Mumblings and Me. We're on Wednesday, people. Wednesday, halfway through the week. We now have less get-ups to go before the weekend. If you work Monday to Friday, and especially if you work in a school and you went back this week, you will feel the tiredness yesterday. And sort of like, oh, that first week back should always maybe be half a week. I think we should start on the Wednesday on the first week back, just to ease us in a little bit. But yeah, we're halfway through. I have 2 more get-ups and it's the weekend. Plans for the weekend happen to be spending time with the parents. They go away this time next week. They're off to Cyprus for a month, so we're going to spend Saturday with them and watch some rugby, and then Sunday I think will be a bit of a chill day before certainly me and Rob go back to work Monday. Taylor's still got another week off after that, I believe. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. So if you can hear the heating, it's a bit wet this morning. Not raining currently, but it's definitely rained overnight, and it feels cold, although it's not as cold as it's been other mornings. So yeah, just uploaded my video from yesterday again. Like right now, these are pretty much unedited. Right, all I've done is add captions and change the angle of the camera, or the like zoomed in a little bit more, if that's what you call it. That is it. I haven't done anything else. I haven't really got the ability to do anything else right now, without spending a bit more time. Oh, Guy was just walking his dog across the road. I gave him the okay to go, and then the dog was like, no, I just want to stay here and sniff. Typical dog. So yeah, I do think as I do more, I might get better at them. I haven't figured out how to put a description on yet until after I've uploaded it. So that'll maybe do something that I'll have a look at the weekend. Or maybe this evening. It's Wednesday. I've got a bit of an early finish today. I have, well, I say early finish. Wednesday is normally our meeting night at work. Our sort of like department meeting, and I'm not attending tonight because I've got a meeting closer to home at an alternative provision, and I need to go and do that, and rather than me head back another 5 or so miles, it makes sense for me to go home. So that'll be nice. Had a bit of a later one yesterday as well. Although I'd initially planned to stay a little bit later because Taylor was going to have rugby practice. That got cancelled. But me, my line manager, and one of the other girls had to get a report completed prior to a meeting on Thursday. So yeah, lots happens in the first week back. So far so good. I think I'm keeping on track of it, and that sort of makes me feel good. that I'm at the right place with everything. So yes.
Speed camera.
Let's give work a miss now. I don't need to talk about work anymore. Got two things I could talk about today. I think I'm going to talk about my migraines because they're a major part of my life, and this is probably where people in a similar position to me will be able to relate. And yeah, I think I've benefited a lot over the years from the information that I found out from various sources, and even more recently I'm following a couple of people on TikTok or Facebook, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, just reels, and one's a migraine sufferer, another is a migraine neurologist doctor in America. It's just obviously the population that they have over there, they're going to have more evidence regarding certain things. I have been suffering with migraines since I was in my teens. However, they didn't get diagnosed until I was 24. I want to say 24, maybe 23, but I think it was 24. I'd had Taylor. I think Taylor must have been more of a toddler, so maybe 24, 25. I didn't have him officially diagnosed. Well, so, where someone told me they weren't headaches, is what everyone had been calling me. So when I was 16, all the way through obviously my teens, it's to do with your menstrual period, menstrual cycle, and all, yeah, absolute rubbish. Then when I was living out in Cyprus, my mum initially thought it was just because I hadn't been eating and drinking properly, until I spent periods of time with them, and she was like, no, actually you are doing. At this time I didn't drink coffee. I was not a coffee drinker, wasn't even really a tea drinker, and I'm not a massive pop drinker. I drink cordial the majority of the time. So I just plodded on, sort of no specific medication for them whatsoever, until, like I said, it was after I'd had Taylor, so I was older than 23. I don't think I was I definitely wasn't in my 30s. I think Taylor was a toddler, that I went to the doctors and said that these headaches are causing me to have to be in a dark room, because of like having to be quiet, and how is that even possible when you've got a toddler? And that's when Dr. Williams, I'll always remember him, said, they're not headaches, Alexa, they're migraines. And I was like, well, I've been suffering with these since I was 16. Variations of that anyway, since I was 16. And it was always put down to my hormones. By the time after I'd had Taylor, they'd offered me the coil, and I took it because I thought, Joe, what, there's no missing then, there's no options to miss tablets or anything like that, and the coil I've got is it's got no hormones in it, so it shouldn't be changing any of my natural hormones. And that's when he prescribed me my first lot of medication. And it's still quite scary to this day that it took so long for it to be diagnosed, I guess. But I think it's very easy for people to misunderstand what a migraine is and how different it is to a headache. I now get very frustrated, especially when I call the doctors and I speak to a receptionist and I say that I'm really struggling with my migraines, and they go, oh, so you're calling up because you've got a headache? And I was like, no, it's not a headache. I've been diagnosed with migraines, and since that initial diagnosis and that, I've had many other things that have happened and had it officially written from a neurologist. But it is very frustrating that people don't understand. I am super lucky that I have 2 members of the team at work that suffer, and my point being is that actually all 3 of us have different types of migraines, and even though I take the same medication as one of them, and the other medication that I take is the same as another one, we react differently to those medications. Our bodies take it differently. So, and that's not a bad thing, it's just knowing. So I know, for instance, one of my medications is a nasal spray, and I don't know how, but that's how you do it. Taylor and Rob call them spaceships. I'm useless at giving it myself because it hits the back of my throat. It's got a horrible taste. I gag for a minute, but then you can say within 45 minutes to an hour, 9 times out of 10 I am asleep, and that's me gone for a good couple of hours minimum, if not for the rest of the day. One of the girls at work, she could take one in the morning when she's at work and be fine for the rest of the day. I honestly could not do that. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously, this will just be gobbledygook for anyone that doesn't have a headache, doesn't suffer with migraines or even have headaches. But if you have a headache and you're getting them quite regularly and the light bothers you, sound bothers you, certainly artificial light, like depending on where you work, what buildings you're in. I used to hate having to pick up my prescription from the doctors because at the chemist that's attached to the doctors, the lighting is shocking. It'd always be flickering and everything like that, and you can guarantee that when I'm there waiting for, pre-order it on the app and go and then collect it, I expect it to be ready however many days afterwards or whatever, and it never was. I'd then be waiting for like 20 minutes if not longer some days. I'm like going, you are triggering me now, the lights are triggering me, this waiting is triggering me, until my pharmacist at my doctor's surgery said, you do realise you can get these delivered to your house? I was like, what do you mean I can get these delivered? I thought that was just for old people or people with disabilities. Like, are you sure I'm entitled? Absolutely, you're entitled. So I did try a pharmacy, I think Pharmacy to You used to deliver it via Royal Mail. That was great, but the box, everything used to come in, it didn't fit. And that was the other problem that I used to have versus when I went to the chemist at the surgery. oh, we haven't got all your medication, you're gonna have to come back. And I'm like, oh my goodness, really? Whereas when I was using Pharmacy to You, they just, if they didn't have it there and then, they would send it out a few days later. But I've now found a local one, and I can order it probably on the Friday and get it maybe Tuesday. They're amazing, absolutely amazing, and I have to thank my pharmacist at my doctor's for telling me that. That takes so much stress, because 9 times out of 10, the reason my prescription, or not all of my prescription, so I have a monthly medication, but my pain relief, I can order more if and when needed. And at the time, this being quite bad, my migraines being quite bad, they would only prescribe me like 6 tablets at a time, and then I'd get the receptionist, and this is when you'd still maybe phone up to do your things. The receptionist would then go, oh, well, you've already, and I go, no, it's a difference, so they'd have to get it checked. All these things were just like, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I've got a migraine. Please just help me out. But yes, definitely, if you have any sort of headache or migraine medication that is prescribed, look into getting it delivered to your house. That is the best piece of advice I can give to you. My current one, like I said, it's a local one to us. They're so good, even though it comes in a big bag and stuff. Worst case scenario, if I'm not in, they will just post it through my letterbox. They'll take it out and just post it through my letterbox. Luckily, we've got a porch door, so that is shut 90% of the time, apart from in the summer. But also, my dog's not my dog's quite good. Although he will eat anything food wise, he sort of knows that boxes and tablets in boxes he just doesn't touch. So I don't have to be worried about that. You don't have to be worried about being in major stress taken off. I now try and deal as little as possible with the doctors, receptionists and everything like that, but that's where the app helps, because on our app I can write in and then someone will call me up. I don't really have to deal with the receptionists who maybe don't understand the difference. And like I said, I am really lucky that the same pharmacist at my doctor also suffers with migraines, so he gets it. He does get it, although I got to tell him off recently for taking too much medication. Things that help me: deep heat. I haven't even got one at hand. Well, I have. I think it's in my coat pocket. Deep heat is my saviour as well. I tend to find that when I have migraines, they stem from the neck, from my neck, all the way over my head into the back of my eyes. Deep heat on the back of my neck is a saviour. However, I'm not talking deep heat cream. There's a deep heat roll-on, and if you haven't found it, you need to search. Found it for the first time in Morrison's recently. However, normally it's Tesco that I get mine from. And wow, it's great. It doesn't last on my fingers. I don't then end up rubbing it in my eyes or anywhere else that I'm gonna then find it painful. Yeah, the roll-on is fantastic. There is also a spray. However, just be careful when you're using the spray. I tend to have to do it in a room that no one's going to be in, because when you do spray it, how do I describe it? It literally fills the room and gasses everyone out. Look, I'm at the traffic lights. There you go. Roll on. Proper deep heat. I have tried other variations. I'm throwing it everywhere now. I've tried other variations, cheaper versions of deep heat, and it just does not hit the same. But again, I also know people that you're either a hot or cold person. So some people prefer cold when they're having a migraine. Whereas I certainly prefer the heat. So yeah, that's a difference. I found out as well through my many visits. Good morning. Well, no, it's not good morning. It's good afternoon. So what happened earlier, or this morning, was my phone had run out of memory again. So I had to delete a few more bits before I could proceed with any more videos. So this is only going to be a short one. I'm going to add this on to the back end of this morning's, and that's it really. I don't want to completely cancel what I talked about this morning. I think it's hopefully helpful to some people regarding if they have migraines or headaches, severe headaches, that maybe something that I've said can help. It might be something that you want me to talk more about if you do listen to these. So that was the reason that I just thought I'd come on to go. We had a moment. We had a technology malfunction, and yes, it will be all rectified, ready for the morning, so I can hopefully get a full video put in tomorrow. I can't even remember what I was talking about regarding migraines this morning. I don't know where I'd got up to when the phone just stopped. So yeah, it was definitely just threw me off guard, and I didn't expect it. I managed to get a couple of things deleted before I got into work, but it didn't leave me enough time to do anything further. So tonight, what I'll probably try and do is edit this tonight with the little editing that I do, and then what I'm finding is my phone is still saving the video even though I've put it onto YouTube. So I just need to, once it's on YouTube, I just need to delete it so it takes less memory. And that's it. So I think I said today that I was a little bit lucky because I have an appointment, a meeting that's about to take place. So that then means I'm already halfway home, which is great. Don't normally do it on a Wednesday because we have team meetings at work, which are normally quite interesting, quite fun. So yeah, that's all good. And then we're on to Thursday tomorrow. How quick has this week gone? Very, very, very quick. I'm not going to talk about migraines because I don't know, like I said, I don't know where I got up to, and I don't want to really repeat myself, or just randomly come up with stuff when I haven't actually got a huge amount of time. But just a little frustration. So I got blocked off Vinted, which I think I spoke about yesterday, only for 5 days. It said till the 15th Now today is the 15th. I am still blocked off Vinted. So I'm assuming they mean until tomorrow. Let's hope I make a few sales. I could do with posting some stuff. I've got some stuff ready for packaging, ready to go. I have to say, out of the stuff that I've sold, I've only had 2 issues. One, some water had got into the back of an item, or some damp or moisture or whatever, and had caused some bits to rust, but the lady was super nice. I offered to replace because I had spares, and she's fixed it and everything herself, so and paid me the full amount of money, so I'm super grateful for that. And then another one, my mistake, which is getting returned. Hadn't run a return before. That was an eBay item, so it's taken me a little bit longer to get the return than I expected, because I just thought, yeah, click return and then they'll send it to me or whatever. I forgot that I had to sort of issue a label and stuff. But that was me. I put in men's XL when it should have been a women's XL. So even though I took photos showing the sizing of the label and everything like that, the guy's obviously not looked at the photos for the sizing, just looked at the top, looked at the description. Yes, that's on its way back. But yeah, other than that, I think I've done quite well. I try and give feedback, good feedback to the people that bought from me, in hope that they'll give me good feedback. Still haven't sorted my eBay account out yet because they've got me down as a business. Don't know why. I'm not really a business person, but yes, somehow at some point it's recognised me as a business. So I just need to figure out, either just carry on as a business, or try, well, which I think is the case, or do I just delete everything and start again? No idea right now. I'll have to figure it out. But that's it. Like I said, this was only really short and sweet. I hope everyone had a great Wednesday. It's halfway through the week. It's almost over. 2 more get-ups to go. And I'll see you all in the morning. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye bye.